Listen, guys, me and Andy had a chat. I've been a little bit busy today. I've been a little bit off, but still had some tabs on what's going on the transfer market because that's my line of work, of course. But Andy, you said something very, very interesting. So we just start before we continue with the FA rules, because you were listening to 1958, big up to 1958, and you said there was some mind-boggling stuff that came out. Like, can you share us what was said?
Yeah, I can share what I listened to. I listened to it in the last hour or so. There was I think they're still broadcasting now. It was like a podcast on Twitter, and they let some let's say revelations, whatever you want to call it, that they were approached by the club about the protests, and they said, "We want to work with you." And the 1958 said, "You're going to help us get rid of the Glazers?" And I went, "No. We want to know what your demonstrations are going to be, what your protests are going to be like." And basically, they wanted to control and try to clamp down on the 1958. And the 1958 told them where to go, told them to jog on, which was really good. So if you think back to the semi-final against Brighton, Bruno Fernandes had a free kick, scuffs it over the wall, live on the BBC. Big Glazers out banner behind the goal. Malcolm Glazer on the club hated it because that went worldwide. That was worldwide broadcast to the world. And I say there was pictures of stills, there was tweets. 58 put it out there. It was shared all around the world on social media. So Man United, like you say, fans have a right to protest. That's fine, because Richard Arnold said it. He even stated it. We are your consumers. We are your customers. So come the FA Cup final and games proceeding up to the end of the season, Man United fans can protest. But behind the scenes, it was like North Korea with Kim Min-jae, who were instructing stewards at the cup final to confiscate people and their flags, eject them, not letting them get in. There's videos going around as well of, let's say, the confiscating at the cup final, taking the flags, pushing people away. And Wembley security was under strict instructions from anonymous people who we know who they are anyway, to stop the bans, and they were under severe instructions from the Glazers and people to stop the banners being shown at the FA Cup final. And you noticed how they tried to bribe anybody with the hats. It was all a sea of red and this, that, the other. Some flags got in, but they were at the top of the stand, so the TV couldn't see. So they wanted to neutralise the flags and any protest on the, like say, pitch level side, first bottom tier. It goes up to the second tier, doesn't it? They wanted to neutralise all that. And somebody tipped them off. They were tipped off by somebody. Don't know who. That's what they were saying on the 58. The 58 said they were tipped off by somebody. And the club acted on it. And, it was a successful raid on their end. It was a successful operation, which, as you say, freedom of speech is, they say this is what this country is about, England. And basically, we were hurting them financially and we were getting through. And they got away with it at the cup final. And now, like I say, protests have been arranged again in the last 24 hours. They're getting announced tonight. I'll have to have a re-listen to it. The 58 are having plans protest. They tweeted, was it 24 hours ago, we're going to be protesting at Nottingham Forest. Wolves and Nottingham Forest games, there's going to be protests. 24 hours, they come out, because they're going to protest because of the sales been stalled. It's all gone quiet. Like you say, it's quiet. Nothing's happening. The Glazers have, let's say, dropped the bids. They're taking the club off the market. Miraculously, Mike Keegan comes out with this 24 hours later. Oh, no. It's, what you call it? Oh, no. We're still in the process. Pete, then he say they're trying to blame Qatar. Qatar are very confident, so they had a PR. They got the knickers in a twist, and they come out with Mike Keenum. It's about control. It's about buying time. It's about, like you say, there's 2 hand grenades ready to go off. Now you wonder with Mason that hand grenade, and you put in the sale. That's your second hand grenade. Plus Hoyland signing. It's about, you say, how do you combine that into a positive thing? You say you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You know what I mean? You try to use the goodness. What do you release first? You release Hoyland, or you buy time. Something's coming on the horizon, and they're trying to buy. They're trying to buy time. They're trying to buy time, and there's going to be a big decision. It's going to go good or bad come the end of August. So, are we going to sign somebody? Are they going to stay? They're trying to quell the rise in the anger, and this is what. Behind the scenes, they're a little bit concerned about what's going to come the first couple of home games. I say, I hope them hand grenades go off big time, and it won't surprise me if the Mason Greenwood interview, if they come out, it's like Meghan Markle and Harry with Oprah Winfrey. You know what I mean? Man United will want to control it. So there's potential hand grenades going to go off with the sale, with Mason Greenwood, and it's the only little bit of positivity they've got is Hoyland. He's signed, he's sealed, delivered. And may say, no, Man United fans are wising up to it now. You say the time, I say, conference call. One conference call after the Super League protests. We got Liverpool game cancelled. The raiding into the ground, that went worldwide. And who was the last team to crumble? Who was the last person to resign from the Super League? It was Man United. And Mr. Glazer, was it Brian or Joe? Well, like you say, Glazenomics, Little Gimps. They come out and had a video conference. One video conference since that's happened. They're just stalling for time. They've not talked to the fans again since. They released that statement last year. We're looking at all options, sales, investment. They're trying to just buy time. We have Old Trafford's getting rained on again. Manchester, they say a lick of paint, but it's still going to be leaking this season. So you say hand grenades are coming.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, but it's always an echo, so I have to put you on mute. Sorry, Mick.
Okay. Now, what does I don't know why I have echo. For me, I don't hear any echo, but I am absolutely fuming, to be honest. And what does this tell you? What just Andy said. They want to control the PR, everything that's been writing. It's like the freedom of speech. So I know this for fact, but super chat for John O'Neill. Thank you so much for your donation, mate. Like, the 9058 knocking fan cams at the end of the space.
What does that even mean? I don't know what that means.
Fan cams, meaning they don't like fan cams. Well, they actually reached out to us when it was the protest last time to collaborate with fan cams. Some people don't like fan cams, 100%. We are not a fan cam. We're a community channel, and we are here collaborating with the United against the Glazers in 1958. So 100%, yes. Glazers out, green and gold until we're sold. But here's my take on it, guys. And this is just a proof of evidence that some journalists are getting the bread and butter, the gravy train from some club officials, right? That's their sources, people. That is their sources. And some of the club officials they're not part of the gravy train of what's going on with the sales process. There's certain people within the Manchester United PLC that has information that signed the NDA, the working close with the Glazers and the Rain Group, and who else did I miss the train? Yeah. So they know what's going on. And one of them is Erik ten Hag. He knows. He knows what's going on, right?
Yes.
But the remaining of the journalists...
It's the same thing.
Can I finish my point?
Go on.
Yeah, okay. Add on.
No, I'm just saying you can carry on, but I say the same equation. In the workplace, in normal life, it's like little cliques. There's that few little people,
cliques.
who little cliques who get all what they need and all the information, and they're all friends. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to get across, mate.
Yeah, no, you lead me onto the path of saying that these clicks have been there for years. These clicks have been fed this information for years, and this is the bread and butter. This is the reason why they're called journalists and generate stories. That's the thing. If that all of a sudden being swept under the carpet, let's say when a Sheikh Yassim comes in, for instance, they're going to restructure everything. So these people are going to disappear. That means that their business will also disappear. So they're milking this gravy train as much as they can. Just open up your eyes and see. That's what's happening. And just to demonstrate you, during the past 24 hours, there's certain Keegan has been tweeting, I don't know, make up your mind, mate, because you are totally off the wagon, mate. There remains confidence among some close to Sheikh Yassim bid that they will win the race to buy Manchester United. Earlier, you tweeted that, something like this, like, those close to the sellers of Manchester United insist that Sheikh Yassim is behind the delays in the sales process. Ben Jacobs, yesterday, they were tweeting about it's on pause from 𝒖𝒄𝒌, right? The only person that is in pause in this case, use your mind. Who is in pause, guys? I want to hear it from you. They didn't say that there was one in pause. Everything was in pause. There was one bidder that was in pause, right? And now all of a sudden, after all this, the tweeting and changing the wind. So what does it tell you? They are getting paid by the PR machines to spread this propaganda. I'm not here to tell you that is the so. I know how it works. That's the thing. As an agent in the intermediate market, I use the press all the time to, it's a catch-22 situation. But we all know that the club is already done and dusted. They're not going to stay. The Adidas kit is not going to affect. The Adidas kit is until kicking in the extension until 2025. Do you know what I mean? That's not guaranteeing revenue because the contract is still here. But 2025, that is the extension when it starts the new contract. So what these people are trying to do is to create more stories so they can still create a click porn. Click porn, people.
Could that deal be terminated by new owners?
Oh, the owners, I know who they are already.
No, I'm just saying, well, fair enough, but could we get a new kit manufacturer when that contract, when the current one expires? Could the second one, like you say, like we did with De Gea, the contracts on a
Oh, you mean that? You mean TeamViewer?
Yeah, it's the media. De Gea agreed, Man United agreed. The contract,
yeah, but
on. So
okay, now we're talking takeover. You see, TeamViewer wanted to pull out, but they got 1 year free, if you remember. So this year is for free for TeamViewer. So if you get a new sponsorship, let's say it might be Qatar Airways, right? As we deluded. So if they come in, it's for free for TeamViewer, of course. Boom, change. But of course, you already printed the shirts, right? Anyway, Alien Tenno says only echo year need is the Manchester. What? Only echo year. What does it say?
Only echo you need is the Manchester one, Mick.
100%, mate. 100%. Thank you again for the super chat, my friend. But I'm just not happy because at the end of the day, this keeps flip-flopping back and around. Close sale mentions Sheikh Yassim is behind the delays. You don't know what you're talking about. I understand you're writing essays, but you're wanking over it, man. You're wanking over it. Like, are you getting a pleasure writing these beautiful stories? And then you come out with this amazing headline that make people panic. And people nowadays don't have that patience anymore. They don't have the ability to read full articles. But if you actually read the article carefully, you would just see that it's the same article. They just throw things around, and it's nothing that is related to the headline. This is journalism nowadays.
Yeah,
Fuck
they
me.
just get a weird fetish, don't they? They get a weird kick out of it. You know what I mean? So, just by jumbling a few words up and recycling.
I'm sorry, YouTube gonna probably cut me now because I just had to have a rant. But to provide a voice of reasoning, people, like at the end of the day, there is some people that are so damaged. And that's what the club has been doing to you for years. That is the PR machine of Mike Ashton and all them. You know what I mean? They've been generating these stories. And you, as a consumer of the GAN fans, you are the one hurting. We are the one that most invested. We want this freaking parasites out, And all I can say is relax. Ten Hag is getting all his transfers over the line. There will be new owners. That's all you need to know. The rest is just BS. Right? It came from my mouth now. I'm just saying you. Brilliant, guys. Thank you. Good night. See you later. Bye for now. Cheers. That's
Cheers.
all, folks.
Cheers. Cheers.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.